Our journey through Lent this year has been a little bit like a trip to the zoo. It started on the first Sunday in Lent when we heard about the temptations of Jesus, and we heard about the way that we're empowered to resist temptation is when God raises us up on eagle's wings. Then the following week we heard how Jesus called Herod a fox for his way of leading the people. And then we heard how Jesus so desired to gather the people of Jerusalem under his arms like a mother hen gathers her chicks under her wings. Then the third week of Lent brought me an image that I love to preach about as we heard how Jesus is our gardener who takes animal manure to bring forth growth, reminding us that the grace of God takes our waste and makes something good out of it. Then in the fourth week of Lent, we heard about how the prodigal son had to clean up after and eat with the pigs after he squandered all the wealth that his father had given to him before the father welcomed him back with grace and with love. Then last week was the only week that wasn't quite like a trip to the zoo, as we heard about how Mary anointed Jesus' feet with the expensive perfume and dried his feet with her hair. But even in that act, it was an act that reminded us that all living things, all animals, especially humans, die. And the perfume anointed Jesus, preparing him for his death. And now, Palm Sunday, as we enter into Holy Week, we again return to the zoo as the cock crows, reminding us of Peter's denial of Jesus when Jesus needed him most. And I think it's easy for us today to look back as we hear this story and to pass judgment on Peter. It's easy for us to say, if I was there, I wouldn't have done that. But is that really the truth? Would we be able to walk with Jesus? I think more often than not in our lives, we are like Peter. We are like Peter when we do things that go directly against what God has laid down as being best for us in his word. We are like Peter when we say things and do things and think things that we want hidden from everyone else, especially God. We are like Peter when we put everything else before our spiritual health and well-being. And we are like Peter when we don't reflect the light of Christ that's in us into the darkness of the world around us. And so like Peter, the cock crows for us. The alarms go off when we deny Jesus. But from that day forward, Peter's life was changed. When Peter was at the feet of the cross with Jesus, his life was turned around. And our journey to the zoo, our journey through Lent this year has been going to the cross with Jesus. So just like Peter, we can be forgiven. We can be freed. We can be changed every single day. So like Peter, will you this week walk through the cross to that new life?